Hello, my loves. I hope we're all doing well. Y'all, the day that I'm posting this, April 17th, this is the 1 year anniversary of the first video that I ever posted on this channel, which was about Hilary Duff's Dignity. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I made this channel for two reasons. One was to talk about Dignity, and two was to talk about doll domination by the Pussycat Dolls. Like, those were the two big ones for me that I was like, you know what, I don't see enough people talking about this on YouTube. I need to spread the word. I need to spread the gospel of both Miss Duff and of the Pussycat Dolls. Like, the children need to know. Like, we need to educate. So, yeah, it has been a whole year, which is weird to me because I feel like it's been even longer. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't even feel like 1 year. It feels like it's been 2 years to me. But to commemorate, I was like, you know what? Let's do a ranking of Dignity. I usually never do ranking videos about albums that I've already done another video on, just because I want to, like, keep things varied or whatever. But yeah, I think enough time has passed. Like, it's been a good year. Like, I think it's fine. Yeah, so we're just gonna be ranking from my least personal favorites to my personal favorites. And keep in mind, this is Dignity. Every song on here is a banger. So even the ones that I rank lower, I still love them. Like, this album literally is just so good. So let's just get right into it. Number 14 is Happy. I still like the song. Do not get me wrong. It is my least favorite, but I still enjoy it. My only critique of it is I just don't necessarily think it has the best chorus. Like, I don't find myself screaming along with it. And in this album where there are just such earworm choruses, I just don't really find this one to be the most memorable. Now, what I do like about this song is I love the lyrics. I love how it's about Hilary getting over a man and saying, like, I'm happy without you. Like, I do not need you in my life to be happy. Like, I found my happiness myself. And I love that so much. Like, I love any song that's about, like, getting over a man, essentially. Like, that is definitely a subgenre of pop music that I'm just always here for. And Happy, like, this is still a good one. Like, again, don't get me wrong, it might be last, but that's just because I don't really find it as catchy as the other songs, which is fine. Like, it still is great, and it's still one that, like, I'll throw on occasionally. I love the guitar in it. I love the build-up to the chorus. Like, I just think that there's so much tension that she builds in the song, and this whole album in general does that really well, and that's why I think it's such a strong pop album. Like, generally speaking, all the songs here, like, they just do such a good job of, like, building up that tension in the verses and then just delivering on that big chorus. Now, this one, again, like I said, I don't necessarily love the chorus, but it's still fine. Like, it still works. I will say, I really love when the more electronic production kind of kicks in during the chorus. Like, the verses are a little bit more spare and, like, a little guitar driven, and they sound kind of, like, smoky and, like, eerie and, like, a little bit more low-key. But then you get that really big, like, electro, like, dancey kind of chorus, and I just think that's really cool. Like, this is such a cool song, and again, like, even though it's last, I still love it. I love every single song here, so that is Happy. Number 13 is Burned. I actually had these two switched initially, but then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know, I relate to the lyrics on Burned probably more than I relate to any of the lyrics on any of the other songs, which is crazy because it is ranked lower. But I mean, I feel like I go this album more for, like, the bops of it all, and I don't necessarily go to it just because I relate to the lyrics. Like, obviously this is her most personal record, and that is a reason why I love it. But like, at the end of the day, I'm going to Dignity more to, like, dance than to, like, necessarily relate, if that makes any sense. But that doesn't mean I still, like, don't appreciate how candid she was in this album. And on this song specifically, I just really feel, like, called out. Like, I really feel like she calls me out with some of these lyrics. Like, the first verse where she says, "What's wrong with me? I get lonely in the crowd. Everyone is smiling, but I made myself left out." Like, I relate so bad. Like, how many times have I been in that situation where I'm around people, but I isolate myself in fear of getting burned, like she's saying in the song? Or like she says in verse 2 where she goes, "I've got an imaginary shield around me, but nobody's ever really gotten through. I keep thinking that they're gonna break me free, but they never do." Like, that is such a good line. Like, that really just taps into me. I'm just like, yes, Hilary, sing it. Like, I relate so bad to her feelings of being alone in a crowd and not wanting to let other people in for fear of what they'll do to you. That is such a cool thing to discuss in a pop song. Like, I feel like I don't hear that very often, but that's something that I would imagine a lot of celebrities probably feel like. I mean, after you've been burned by a lot of people in the industry, like Hilary probably was, then I would imagine that that creates trust issues. or for normal people like you and me. Like, I'm assuming that we have probably also felt that in our lives. So yeah, like, I just really relate to the song lyrically, and I didn't even notice it until, I don't know, like a few years, like after I've been listening to Dignity. I think the thing is, like, the other songs just so blew this one out of the water for me that it was not even close, and I didn't really pay attention to what she was saying. But then I started actually like listening and like actually hearing the lyrics, and I was like, yeah, like, this is me. Like, I totally feel you, Hillary. But yeah, the reason that it's lower, again, it's just because it's not one that I necessarily go back to a lot. It's not one that is the catchiest. It's not one that makes me dance really, but that's still fine. Like, I still love it. It doesn't mean that it's bad whatsoever. I love the production again. Like, I love how this one is very like haunting. Like, it even reflects the lyrics because I feel like the production is very paranoid sounding, if that makes any sense. Like, there's this sense of like dread and paranoia that is reflected in the music, and it complements the lyrics really well. I feel like if you listen to it, you kind of get what I'm saying. So that is what makes the song work. Like, I still think that this is a phenomenal song, and just because it's ranked at 13, again, like, that just doesn't mean anything. Like, I love the song still, and honestly, I feel like it's grown on me even more from when I first listened to this album. So yeah, definitely love Burns and get into it. Number 12 is Danger. This song is a bop. Like, this has one of the catchiest choruses. I love the chorus in this song, and the verses too. The verses are really catchy too. I love how she is just reading a man down in this song. Like, this song, I'm pretty sure is about her friend who was dating somebody who was a lot older than her, and she is just reading this man for filth for dating such a younger woman. Like, I love that. Like how it starts, were you born in 74? Are you the kind of guy that I should ignore? Will you give me all the things I need? You probably never wear your heart on your own sleeve. Like, she is just going after this man, like, as she should. Like, she is looking out for her friends, and I love that. Like, honestly, I feel like Hillary would be such a good friend. Like, I feel like she's the type that would keep it real with you, but like, still let you know when you are doing something wrong, and she will absolutely get her like little sly digs in. I love that. Like, that is the type of friend that we all need. Yeah, Danger, this is a bop. This is such a bop. I love a song that reads a man to filth, and that's what this one is. Number 11 is Dignity, the title track. Wasn't this rumored to be about like Lindsay Lohan or Nicole Richie or someone? I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing people thinking that it was about somebody else specifically, but I think she said in an interview that it's not about like any one person, just more about like the industry and the culture in LA in general. So yeah, like, I really love that. Again, she's just calling out the BS that she was seeing at the time and that she had to go through on a daily basis. Because again, like, this was the 2000s, and like fame obsessive culture was so pervasive back then, and that's why I love this album again, because like, it's such a commentary on that time, and it just brings me back to that era of like this insane like fame obsession, which I used to think was normal. I used to think like everyone's obsession with being famous was just like a thing. Like, I just thought that it was always around, and I guess it is, but I feel like in the mid 2000s, like the mid to late 2000s, like, it really reached a fever point. Like, that was the time where everything was about like being famous and like doing whatever it took to get to the top. And here was Miss Hillary, who already was famous, and she was saying, you know what, like, where is your dignity? Like, she was asking the world, where is your dignity? Like, I just love that. Again, Hillary is totally the type to keep it real, and she will call it out. I love the shadiness of the song. I love the line. I mentioned this in the video where she says, you'd show up to the opening of an envelope. Like, that is so good. Like, this girl is a reading. Like, Miss Hillary is a reading in this album. I love that so much. And honestly, I feel like this song, like, still applies to this day. Like, there are still so many people that will go to these crazy lengths to look famous, to look luxurious. Maybe they'll like rent some high-end shoes or do whatever, you know? As someone who loves Real Housewives, like, so many housewives will just like rent their outfits and whatever. And I'm not like judging that or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it definitely goes to show you like the lengths that people will go to keep up with the Joneses. And that's what the song's about. And honestly, it still really does apply. And I just think that maybe it applies in a different way. Like, nowadays you have more so like the Instagram girlies and the social media girlies and the YouTubers and whatever. Whereas this song, I feel, was more about the socialites of the mid 2000s and that whole crowd. And yeah, like definitely it still applies, but maybe just in a different way. Like when she says tomorrow's paper's coming out, so kiss 'em fast, watch the cameras flash. Like that just goes to show you the paparazzi obsession of it all in the 2000s. So yeah, this one definitely makes for a good time capsule and definitely like reflects on the culture of the time. And again, like I'll say it a million times, but that's why I love this album so much. Like as someone who grew up back then, like it is kind of nostalgic to sort of re-listen to it and be like, yeah, these were our values. This is what the world was like, or this is what like the US was like anyways. So yeah, like a Dignity, this is a banger, this is a bop. How can you not just scream along with where's your dignity? Like, oh my god, it's so good. I love screaming that to people when I think someone's doing something stupid. Well, not like screaming that actually, but like singing it in my mind. Like I just love that. I would love to go up to someone who's just being a clown and being like, where's your dignity? And just like singing this. Like that is my like a musical fantasy in my mind that plays out, but in actuality I just like stay silent and don't say anything. Anyways, number 10 is with Love, the iconic choreography. We all remember it. She invented dancing. She honestly invented dancing with this song and that performance. Like we got to give it to her. Like no one was doing it before her, and here she was. Like she's just given so much. We got to give it to Miss Hillary. With the Love, this again is just a bop. Like I love the electronicness of it. I love just like the synthy like beeps and bloops and like all of that that's happening in the song. Again, like I said in my original video, like this whole album definitely reminds me of Blackout by Britney, only like the PG rated version, because that's what it is to me. Like this one is Blackout's little sister, and it's crazy that it came out before Blackout, because not only does it touch on like the themes of celebrity and like paparazzi culture like Blackout did, but it also has like a similar sound. It has that like dark synth pop-ness going on, but again, it's definitely not as like mature as Blackout, but still like it is definitely in the same like lane. And with Love, like I could totally hear Britney singing this. Like if I think Britney can sing a song, that is a very, very high compliment. And yeah, like I would love to see Britney cover With Love. That would be awesome. But with Love, I just love the conceit of the song, where she's basically saying like, you could say whatever the hell you want to me, you could tell me I'm too much, whatever, I'm coming on way too strong, just do it from a good place, do it with love. Who can't relate to that, honestly? Whether it's like a friend or a relationship or whatever, it's like if something is wrong, just tell me. Like I won't be offended, just do it from a good place and do it with love. Like I love that. Hillary is a Libra, and I'm also a Libra, so I feel like we have that in common, where we just want people to be upfront and direct with us. So yeah, like that is definitely something that I could relate to. So yeah, with Love, I mean, a bop. Like we don't even need to discuss it. The choreography says enough. Number 9 is Dreamer. This song is so funny. The song is literally so funny, but it's also the darkest song on the album. So this one was obviously about Hillary's stalker that she had, which is awful. Like, yes, obviously that's awful, but it's just the way that she addresses it in the song. Like, first of all, it starts with like the bum, 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 bumps. Like, there's like this a light like cheeriness to it. And then when she's singing the verses, like, she just has like this coyness to her. Like, you could tell she has like a smile on her face singing this, and that maybe it was cathartic for her to sing these lines. Like when she's saying, I'm at the grocery store and there you are just watching me pick up my clothes from the cleaners and look who I see. Like she is just saying to this man, like, I'm doing these mundane things. Like, why are you watching me? Like, why do you find so much fascination with me? And please stop watching me. Like, as sad as that sounds, like it is so dark, but it's just the way that the song is, like the production and the way that she's singing it. Like it's almost like she's making a joke out of it. And that I think is so powerful. Like I think when you reduce something to a joke, like even if it's not a joke, like if you could laugh at a situation, then that just takes away the power. And that is something that I always do to like cope with stuff. Like I am definitely the type that makes a joke about everything, and it's not that everything is a joke, but it's like when you can laugh at something and you can let it not have that power over you, then I just think that that's an amazing thing. Like that is what Dreamer is to me. Like she's looking at this awful situation and she's taking away the power by saying, you know what, this is a joke. Like I am so over this man who is stalking me, and I am just going to make fun of him in this song, like as she should. I love that. I especially love the second verse where she's like, I go to bed and I wake up. Isn't that interesting? I brush my teeth and feed my dogs. Isn't that thrilling? And then the little backing vocals where it's like, don't you think that's thrilling? It is so funny. It is so good. Like, I just love this song. Like, I think that it's so cool that she was able to take this really dark situation in her life and make something like light and airy and fluffy about it. Like, she was able to take this awful time and make this bop, which is amazing. Like, that is an incredible thing. So that's why I love Dreamer. Number 8 is I Wish, I Wish, I Wish. This is such a bop. Like, we are getting into serious bop territory right now. Like, this is when it really gets into like the critical bangers. Like, these are some critical bangers. I Wish, I mean, this is just such an amazingly produced song. I love the electronic guitar, the stomp clap production, and just the melody is so insanely catchy. Like, this is a very, very sticky song. This is one that will just not leave your head. And obviously, because it is so catchy, like, this is such a catchy song. It's such a perfect mixture of the pop rock that she was known for earlier in her career and the new, like, electro production that she was going for. Like, this really is just such a good way to, like, age up her sound a little bit. Because obviously, I forget how old she was, like, when this released. But, you know, like, she wasn't the Disney girly anymore, so she definitely wanted to go in a more mature direction. And this song, like, I could totally hear this being played in, like, a club or something. Like, it really is just a banger. And it's mature, but it's not, like, trying so hard, if that makes sense. Like, the reason why I think the Dignity era worked is because it still felt true to Hillary. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when, especially like child stars want to have like their big grown-up mature era, they'll go for more like shocking tactics or like pushing the sexuality, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love a good like scandalous era, but for Hillary, like, that wouldn't have made sense because that's not really who she is. But she was still able to achieve a more mature sound, and that's what makes this album so brilliant. And I wish, like, again, like I said, I just really want to hear the song in a club. Like, this is totally a club banger. It is just so good, and it sounds like Hillary. That is what I love about it. Like, it mixes her old, like, pop rock days with the new direction that she was going in, and it does it so well. Like, this is such a catchy bop. Listen to it and you will not get it out of your head. Just absolutely fantastic. I wish it got more recognition. Like, literally, I wish that this got more recognition. This one and the Danity Kane song, I wish, oh my god, that song is so good. That is such a good song. Listen to that one too. Anyways, number 7 is No Work, All Play. This is how I want to live my life, and I feel like Hillary is reading me in this song. She is just calling out lazy bitches. Like, that is what the song's about. Like, she says, some people go through life like it's a breeze. They float their way through days and never feel the gray. And their tears fall, but they don't sting. They're temporary marks, not always from the heart. Like, I love how she's essentially saying in the song, like, yeah, you could go through life easily, but that's not the best way to go through it. Like, it's a mistake, like she's saying. Like, you kind of need to feel the hardships, and you need to go through the challenges to really appreciate the goodness. And I really love that. Like, that is actually something that makes sense. Like, as someone who would like opt to be on vacation forever, like, I will say, when I actually get a vacation from like work or something, like, at my work, we get a week off for the end of December for like Christmas and stuff. Yeah, no, we actually get 2 weeks off. And I remember I was like, oh my god, this is so nice, 2 weeks off, it's gonna be so relaxing. And like, yeah, I liked it, but I was still like kind of going crazy because I was like, I feel like I need something. I need like something to do. I need a direction. I need like just to have my mind focused on something. And like, thankfully, like, I have this channel, so like I had that to do. But still, Hillary has a point. Like, no work, all play. Like, that is a mistake. Like, you kind of need some work, you know? Like, as sad as that sounds, like, I feel like if I don't keep my mind busy, then yeah, like, I go crazy. And she's essentially saying in this song, like, you just need to have a little bit of something. You need to be pushed a little to really be able to take in and fully appreciate those times that you do have off. Like, I love that. That is a very true sentiment. And I also love how she delivers it in like kind of a sarcastic way, because the song itself, it's very like kind of like beachy and like tropical sounding. I don't know, it sounds like a vacation. Like, this is the type of song that you would listen to. I do listen to this on vacation. When I went to Florida last year, I was playing this, lying out in the sun. I was like, no work, I'll play, bitch. Like, I love that. But the irony of the song is that it's kind of not about that. Like, it's not about just relaxing all day. Like, it's about, you know, calling out people that want to have it the easy way and want to live the easy life, but saying, you know, like, it sounds good in theory, but it's really not. So yeah, like, I love that about this song. And again, super catchy. I just love the whole no work, I'll play. Like, it's so catchy. It is such a good hook. And yeah, like, this is definitely one that I will always play in the summertime. This is such a good, like, lying by the pool bop. Number 6 is Stranger. I remember my friend one time said that this sounded like a Pussycat Dolls song, and honestly, like, I could see it. Like, every time I listen to it now, I'm kind of like, honestly, I can hear Nicole singing this, totally. Stranger, like, this is such, like, mid-2000s, like, pop excellence. Like, this is everything that I want. This just feels like this era, you know? Like, it just feels like 2007, the song, which is why I love it so much. It has that, like, electro production, and it also has, like, Middle Eastern kind of influence to it. Like, it's just a really cool song. And it's very interesting because you look at it and it really does feel like the midpoint of the 2000s, where I feel like in the mid 2000s, a lot of artists like Nelly Furtado or like Fergie or like Gwen Stefani, they had music that was incorporating a lot of like hip hop and maybe like more global sounds. But then you get to the end of the decade, and that was like Lady Gaga and like the electronic music boom. And this song is kind of an in-between between those two. Like, I feel like it incorporates both, which is interesting because she was kind of like, yeah, staying true to the times, but also kind of predicting like what the future was going to be like. Again, like, I'll say it a million times, Dignity was like so ahead of its time, and just no one wants to recognize it. No one wants to recognize what Hillary was doing. Like, this really was like predicting what was going to be the new sound, and like, honestly, she was ahead of her time. She really was. But Stranger, like, the song itself, I just think that, again, it's such a bop. Like, this is such a banger. I love how dramatic the chorus is. Like, I love when all, like, the backing vocals come in, and it just feels, like, grand. And you have that, like, sitar playing throughout the song, and it has, like, that solo in the bridge. Like, it is just such a cool sounding song. And it's just one that I love to dance to. Like, I really love dancing to this one because it just has so much energy, but it's also like kind of smoky and like mysterious, and like it just has this really cool atmosphere to it. You really feel Hillary's concern that this person who she loved is turning into a stranger. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that the song is written in her mother's point of view to be about her father, who I think was cheating on her. I think that's what the song's about. And yeah, like, I just think that that's a really cool concept. Like, she's basically saying, I don't see the person that I fell in love with in you anymore. And it's like sad. Again, like, the best songs on this album are like so sad. Like, this is such a dark song, but it is masked under this like really fun like electropop like dance song. And that is the brilliance of Dignity. Like, this is her darkest album, but it's still just so danceable and fun. And that's what Stranger is. Like, I love Stranger. Stranger is an absolute banger. This one should be way more famous. Like, I feel like the girlies need to know this one. I feel like this one needs to blow up on TikTok or something because it really is that good. Like, I love Stranger so much, and it is so underrated. As far as like 2000s pop songs go, like, this one deserves its flowers. This one really does deserve its flowers. Number 5 is Play With Fire, the other single. I actually used to not love this song. I don't know why. Like, when I first heard this album, I was like, how come Play With Fire was the single? But as time has gone on, and especially in like the last year or so, like, honestly, probably since I did the video, I have just been like so obsessed with Play With Fire. I don't know what exactly it is. I really do just think that it comes down to the strength of that chorus. The whole like, love me, feed the flame. Like, it is a stomper. Like, this is just an absolute stomper. Like, I need to shake my ass recklessly when I hear this. I think it just clicked for me one day. Like, you know when the song just clicks? Like, one day, I think I was just listening to it and I was like, wait a minute, this is actually everything that I love. It's electro, it's techno, it's duff. Like, I just do not require anything else out of my music. And yeah, that's why I love it so much. I love how her vocals are a little more like muted because I feel like it gives the production like this overbearing quality. Like, the production of the song is so like stomping and like techno-y, and again, it just makes you get up and dance because of how catchy it is. And the verses, they're so catchy, like the whole "I can't believe it's really you," like it is just such a good melody in the song. I really, really love it. And I also love the bridge where it's like, "Oh, by the way, I found someone who gives me space." Like, I love it. Like, she is so taunting in the song, and that's what I love about like this album in general, is just like her new attitude. Like, she finally had like the confidence, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little cocky. Like, Miss Hillary was feeling herself a little bit, and she was like, you know what, like, I am going to taunt this man. Like, can you play with fire, bitch? Can you play with fire? I love that so much. Like, this is just such a stomper. I just absolutely enjoy the hell out of this song. Like I said, initially I was confused as to why this was a single, because I didn't think that it was one of the stronger tracks, but as time has gone on, I've just really come to love it. Like, I've come to really appreciate the song so much. And this is another one that just really deserves to be more loved. Like, this is another one that needs to blow up on TikTok. I need people to know about Play With Fire, because it is absolutely a bop. Number 4 is Gypsy Woman. The Battle of France is over. Congratulations, you've joined the ranks of all the rest. Oh my god, such an iconic opening. This song is like, this is one of her best deep cuts. Like, I genuinely believe that. This one and Jericho and Mr. James Dean and basically this entire album are her best deep cuts, in my opinion. Oh, and also Anywhere But Here and Now You Know, like, those are her best. Oh, and also One in a Million. Okay, I need to stop like going off. Yeah, Gypsy Woman, this is just such, again, like a stomper. Like, this song just has such upbeat energy, and again, it's about like a really sad topic, because I'm pretty sure it's about the woman who her dad ran off with, or like about like the whole situation, like not just about the girl. But yeah, like, you could kind of hear the hurt in the song, where she's saying like, was it her face that invaded your mind? Her kind isn't that hard to find. She lets you think that you found her first. That's how she works. Her sick and twisted gypsy curse. Like, she is just really reading this woman for filth, and she is like, how could you go away with this woman who is not mom? Like, how could you cheat? How could you do something like that? And it is, again, like a dark subject matter explored in this banger of a song. Like, this is just such a banger. I love how it's, again, kind of Middle Eastern influence, but also you have like the techno electro-ness of it. And yeah, it just really comes together to make a very like strong track. Like, this is, again, one that I could picture Britney singing. Like, I could honestly hear this on like Blackout. I just think that this would be such a cool song. Oh my god, can y'all imagine if this was a song on Blackout and it was about Kevin Federline? That would be awesome. That would have actually been like so cool. I feel like that would have worked. But yeah, like, this is one of those deep cuts that really should have been a single. A video would have been a fucking serve. Like, it just would have been so cool. I would have loved to see a video for it. I would have loved to see this get promoted. And yeah, like, Gypsy Woman, this is just a classic among Duff fans, I feel. Like, my sister, she loves Hilary Duff. Like, she was like the OG Hilary Duff stan. So yeah, like, she loves the song. Like, everyone that knows stuff, like, you know, like, if you know Gypsy Woman, you know. Number 3 is Between You and Me. My top 3, like, can I just say, like, this trifecta, this is like the golden, like, holy trinity of pop music for me. Like, these top 3 are just so strong. Between You and Me, like, this one is insanely underrated. I don't understand how she made literal pop perfection, and like, no one wants to acknowledge it. I love how wacky the song is. Like, this is a very zany song. Like, there's this like a xylophone going throughout it, and Hilary's vocal delivery in it is just so, like, again, kind of coy and like playful, and there's just like this circus-like atmosphere to the song. I don't know, the song just sounds like a circus, because it is kind of like off the wall, but still with that electropop production. Like, it is just so good. And I also love how the song is basically just about like shooting down a man. Like, that is just what the song's about. Like, she's saying in the second verse, "No, I'm not saying you're not nice, let me give you some advice. There's a girl across the room who'd kill to be with you tonight." Like, she's like, go over there, little boy. Like, I do not want to be with you. Like, she is just trying to let this man down in the gentlest of ways. She is offering other people. Like, she is like, listen, go away, you have other options, I am not the one for you. Like, she's saying in the chorus, like, you and me were wrong, so move on. I love that. I have been there, Hillary. There have been so many like guys at the club that have been like trying to talk to me, and I'm like, listen, I'm sure you're nice and everything, but like, no. So it's like, yeah, I get it. It's like an awkward situation, but again, the song is kind of like making light of that, and I love it. Like, there really is this playfulness to the song. It's fun, it's light, but it's also biting, especially the bridge where she's like, here he comes, he never gets the hints that I've given him, there he goes, he's never gonna win, he doesn't even know who he's trying to get with, like, oh my god, I love that. All my girlies on Grindr, we have been there, like, have we not all been there though? Have we not been getting the same messages from the same guy who we don't want to talk to for the last, like, year? The same, like, hey beautiful, hey, like, and like mentally I just like played the song in my mind where I'm just like, listen girl, like, no, I am so sorry, but no, like, this is the song that is the anthem for that. Like, I just love that so much. So yeah, between you and me, like, this is seriously, like, I know I keep saying it and I'm sorry to be like so hyperbolic right now, but like genuinely this really is like a pop masterpiece. This is such an amazing pop song, and again, like, I just do not feel like it gets the flowers that it deserves. And especially since it wasn't a single or anything, but it's like, you know, if you know the song, you know. Again, like, the Duff fans, the Duff girlies out there, I don't know what y'all call yourselves, but listen, us Hillary girls, we understand, we get it, and we see the glory. We see what dreams are made of, we truly do. So that is number 3. Number 2 is Never Stop. I can't even, like, I'm getting angry at the fact that this wasn't a hit. Like, I'm actually, like, seething with rage right now at the fact that, like, no one knows the song. Because this is, like, genuinely, like, if you listen to the song, you just get it. Like, if you listen to the song, you will just understand that Hillary has been ahead of us all. Like, she was living in 3007. Never Stop, like, literally, true to its name, like, it never does stop. Like, it is just this relentless electro techno track. It's just so good. Like, it just lodges its way into your brain. Like, this is what pop music is made for. And also, I really love the lyrics because they are kind of, like, uplifting. Like the beginning where she says, sometimes you feel your world is breaking down, baby, don't stop, and there's trouble everywhere, it's all around, baby, don't stop. Like, I love how she's basically just saying, like, you know, we could get through this together. Like, you signed my name on your arm, you put so much in my heart. Like, I love that. Like, it is really sweet. Like, this is actually a very sentimental song. And to me, like, this is guardian angel Duff. Like, this is her saying, like, I will never stop loving you, like she says in the song. So yeah, like, this is the guardian angel moment. Like, this is her saying to me personally that she'll never stop loving me. Like, how sweet of her, how sweet. Yeah, like, this is a pop masterpiece. I love the bridge. I love the whole, like, we made mistakes. I'm not gonna try to sing that, but, like, she's kind of hitting the notes, and, like, I love the whole, like, never stop, never stop, never, like, it is just so much fun. It's so danceable. Again, like, this is one where I just lose myself in. Like, if this song comes on, like, you bet your ass, like, if I am driving and this song comes on, you are really going to need to pull over. Like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, I will never stop. Like, I will drive my car off a damn cliff because I will be dancing way too much. Like, I cannot help myself. Yeah, like, this is one of my all-time favorite Hillary Duff songs, and I feel like it would definitely be like a comfortable top 5. I just love it that much. This is one where it just puts me in such a brighter mood, and yeah, like, I'll never stop loving it. What else can I say? Number 1 is Outside of You. If you watched my video, you know that this was coming. Outside of You is, again, a masterpiece. This is Hillary Duff in her pop rock bag, and it's ironic that I have it at number 1 because it is the least like all the other songs. And, like, if I had to boil down Dignity to, like, one track, it definitely wouldn't be this song. Like, this one really isn't representative of the whole album, but it just goes off too much for me to not have it at number 1. This is a pop rock banger. This is something that I could easily picture, like, Kelly Clarkson or, like, Pink at the time singing. And I think it actually was written for someone else. I think it may have been written for Pink, but I don't know. Either way, like, Hillary just does this song so much justice. This is such a fun track. Just right from the beginning with those really, like, heavy guitars and just this insane, like, wall of noise that just assaults you throughout the whole thing. This track, again, is just, like, relentless. Like, it's one that just starts and it's nonstop. Like, it is just a nonstop bop. And I love, again, the lyrics, how it's her saying, okay, I wish that I could know you, but you won't let me in. You need to let me in, because as of right now, I am outside of you. Like, I can't get your attention, and I'm so sick of it. Like, I love what she's saying. Like, it's really cute. Like, it's actually a really charming song. I mean, it's literally just her having a crush on this boy. Like, that is just adorable. And her saying, like, I hate it when you look past me. I want you to know who I am. Like, it's really sweet, and it's just, like, a very, I don't know, there's, like, a youthfulness to it, and I feel like that's just because I associate, like, pop rock with, like, teenagers for some reason, but I don't know, the song has, like, teenage energy. It has, like, teenage movie energy to me. I especially love the pre-choruses where in the first one she's like, see, the funny thing is you're just as useless as me. But then in the second one she's like, see, the funny thing is you're just as lonely as me. We could be so much better if you just let me in. I don't know, there's something really sweet about that. Like, I love how she's kind of like leveling with them and being like, we're not so different. Like, this is why you should let me in. It's really sweet. And again, it feels natural for Hillary. Like, I totally believe this song coming from Hillary. Oh, and the bridge, oh my god, the bridge. And as you walk by me, I'm silently screaming. Like, it's so good. Like, this is just such a headbanger. This is a head-banging track. I will always say this should have been a single. This should have been promoted to hell and back. This should be looked at as a 2000s pop classic. This is literally one of the best pop songs I've ever heard, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, literally, if you haven't heard Outside of You, please get into it, because I promise you it will change your life. If this song is outside of your life, bitch, get the fuck into it. Like, you need to hear this song. It is so good. Like, oh my god. But that is my ranking of Dignity. This is, in my opinion, her best album. And, like, genuinely, like, I really do mean it. This really is one of the best pop albums from the 2000s. Like, this one is so overlooked. And again, like, I'll say it to the day that I die. Like, this was before, like, electro pop became, like, the main thing. And, like, she genuinely was kind of ahead of the trend. And it's just weird to me that, like, it doesn't really get that credit. Like, when people discuss pop music, I just feel like Hillary is not in the conversation enough. Like, I just think that we need to give Hillary her dues. Like, she deserves it. So yeah, like, that is why I started this channel. I literally wanted to spread the word of Dignity because I just love it so much. And I mean, I love all of her albums, like, don't get me wrong, but Dignity, like, this one is special. This one really is, like, that fucking girl. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't believe it's been a year since I started. Like, that is absolutely crazy to me. And I just wanted to celebrate that by doing this album because, again, like, this is, like, I won't say it's, like, the whole reason that I started this channel, but, like, my main, like, thing was that I wanted more people to remember and talk about Dignity by Hilary Duff. And also Doll Domination by the Pussycat Dolls, which I will have to get to ranking one of these days, but that's gonna be a long video. That is a very bloated album, but I love it regardless. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and tell me what your rankings of this album are, and I will see you in the next one.